During my gym journey, I have messed up a lot, and I don't want you to have to go through the same mess ups that I've went through. Now, please don't listen to anyone else because majority of people are fake naturals. This is coming from someone who looked up to all the Gymshark athletes and then eventually found out that they were actually taking stuff. So I'm going to cut through all the noise, I'm going to stop this intro, and I'm going to show you the blueprint to build an aesthetic physique. Yes, brothers, hope we are well. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to build an aesthetic body naturally. 3.5 years ago, I used to be 56 kg at 6 foot, completely malnourished, genuinely anorexic. Now, I don't have much videos and much photos of what I used to look like back then because I was extremely insecure. I wouldn't even wear a t-shirt in the summer when it was hot. I'd be wearing a hoodie. So, don't really have much credit from that. I've got one photo. Zero abs, zero muscle definition, literally. No veins, no definition, no striations, just no abs, no nothing. You would think that because I was so skinny that I would have abs, but in reality, I've never had abs in my life until now. I had extremely low testosterone due to my diet, due to my lifestyle. Honestly, crazy. I can only bench 30 kilos flat bench press, so like the bar is 20 kilos, 5 on each side. I can only bench that for like a few reps. I've absolutely terrible genetics and knew nothing about the gym. Still, my genetics are absolutely terrible. I've just worked so hard and just done the correct things to where I actually look great, although I've got terrible genetics, so all praises to God for that. And yeah, I knew nothing about the gym. I asked every big guy in the gym what they done in the gym, how many reps, how many sets, how many muscle groups per, like how many times they would hit muscle groups per week, what was their split. I tried everything. I remember this one guy that was, he's on steroids, right? And I actually thought back then that like most people were natural. I didn't know that majority of people were actually taking stuff that were in the gym and on YouTube. There's a guy called Simeon Panda. I used to watch him, and it's like it's so blatant that he's on Royce. But I was listening to him, so I went up to this guy, right? I've asked him, oh yeah, what do you do? He's like, hey mate, I just come in and I just do 100 reps on everything. So I started doing 100 reps on everything, seen absolutely no results. Failed so many times and eventually realised that a lot of these guys were enhanced. Now, being enhanced, I don't say this in a way of like hatred, right? Because a lot of these guys are enhanced. Now, you still need to work hard if you are enhanced. The only difference is these guys recover a lot faster. These guys have higher testosterone. These guys can push a lot more weight than we can, due to them being enhanced. So that's going to help them with muscle growth massively. So they can train with more sets. They can do more sets during their workouts, which is exactly what I'm going to go into just now with training. So as a natural, you can't be in the gym for 2 hours. Like I say, these enhanced guys, their sort of philosophy when it comes to training is not going to work for you, because they can be in the gym for 2-3 hours because of their recovery. And they can do 15, 20, 25 sets on their chest in one workout, but we can't. Now, I'll give you a little bit of sauce, right? I'll not go in too depth. I won't go into too much detail because it'll be too much value for you. You know what I mean? I'm already providing enough value just now. But 20 sets per week on your chest. Don't go above that. Don't be hitting 20 sets in one session. Your chest will not recover from that. That's just junk volume, right? So what you really want to be doing is 8 to 10 sets on your chest, each workout, hitting your chest twice a week, with about 2 to 3 days of recovery between them. 45 to 90 minutes in the gym is all that you need, guys. All that you need. You just need to be hitting the right amount of volume, the right amount of reps, the correct rep ranges, and you need to be training with maximum intent training to complete and utter failure. Every muscle group twice a week. Push-pull legs, upper body, lower body. Or you can do push-pull legs, push-pull legs, but it's like 6 days a week. And you're not really... what I like to do, I like to implement fight training. The exact same with all of my clients. I like to put them on fight training. So it would usually be push-pull legs, upper body, and then fight training, or push-pull legs, upper body, lower body, fight training. So between 6 and 20 reps. So that is a pretty big range, but don't go under 6 reps, right? Because you're not really building any muscle doing so. You build slight amounts of muscle for sure, but you're really training for strength in the 2 to 5 rep range. You want to be between 6 and 20. Now 20 is relatively high, and I would save 20 for burnout sets at the very end. And yeah, do a mixture between both lower and higher rep range, because this is going to drive more muscle growth, being in both ranges. 3 to 4 second eccentrics. So when I say eccentric, I'll use a bicep curl as an example, right? So when you come up relatively quickly, but you don't jolt the weight up, don't use your body, right? Squeeze for a second, and then the eccentric is the most important part. Eccentric is when the muscles lengthen, so bicep curl, muscles lengthening. With a pec deck or a chest fly, this is where the muscles lengthening. With any sort of press, this is where the muscles lengthening. With a lat pull down, this is where the muscles lengthening. Now, this is when you're breaking down the muscle. In order to build muscle, you need to break it down, you need to recover, i.e. rest days from that muscle group and sufficient amounts of protein, and then your muscle grows back bigger and stronger, and you're just repeating that process, repeating it. Now, to maximise efficiency, to the most effective way to build muscle, to tear down the muscle, is to come nice and slow on the eccentric when the muscle is lengthening. So lengthening the muscle under load, under tension. So when you're doing a lat pull down, you drive in, 1, 2, 3, you can even go 4, but you would do 1, 2, 3, you would fully lengthen, you would lengthen your body, stretch out, and then boom, go again. So that's the way that you would do that. And every set to failure now, if you're a beginner lifter, it's going to be hard to train to failure. You're not going to actually know what your threshold is, right? You're going to think that you're training to failure. Trust me, you're not. You've got like 3 or 4 reps left in the tank. Doesn't matter how much of an animal you think you are. Doesn't matter if you're heartbroken or not. You've got 3 or 4 reps left in the tank. So keep that in mind. Next time that you are in the gym, right? Think as if someone was to hold a gun to your head. When you think you've hit failure and you're ready to give up, think to yourself, if someone held a gun to my head, could I get another rep? And if you can get more reps, you're leaving muscle growth in the tank. Good thing about training to failure every set as well is you don't need to be in the gym towards that 90-minute period. You can cap out more at 45, 60 minutes. You can be in the sort of lower time range. So you're not in the gym for ages. No one wants to be in the gym for ages. Phases and diet. So if you're fat, go into a fat loss phase, i.e. 300 to 500 calorie deficit, aiming for 1% of body fat loss per week. So if you're 100 kilo, what you want to be doing is losing 1 kilo a week. That should be the goal. How do you know that you're actually losing it though? You need to be weighing in every single day, mate, because the scale fluctuates due to water, carbohydrates, salt, sleep. So many things can change your body weight throughout the days. So weigh in every single day. Look at the average, and that is how much you've lost. If you're skinny fat, do a recomposition phase. Now, keeping protein high, gram of protein per pound of body weight, and you want to be, it's kind of, I can't really say a specific amount of weight you should be losing per week. It'd be better if you just added me on Instagram, Tony MC Coaching. Send me a photo of your physique. Be like, Tony, I'm skinny fat. I want to go into recomposition phase. How much should I be losing per week? And I can give you the guidelines on what you should be losing, because some people are skinny fat, but they're really skinny fat. Some people are skinny fat, but just a little bit skinny fat. So, yeah, you want to be between 300 and 500 calorie deficit still. But it's like if you're 70 kg, then you don't want to be losing a kilo a week. If you're skinny, go into a gaining phase, 300 to 500 calorie surplus. Now, if you are anorexic like I was, you need to be eating a lot. Eating a 500 calorie deficit, aim for upwards of about 0.7 to a kilo a week of weight gain to begin with, if you're really skinny. If you are lean, but you're not like a proper twig, 0.5 kilo of weight gain a week. Do that. You'll be sorted, because a lot of guys, right, that are skinny, they try and just get massive and they end up getting fat. And I've done the exact same thing, as you can see from the beginning of the video, if it actually lets me put the photos in. I bulked up, I got fat, I felt terrible, felt horrible about myself. I had to cut off the fat. And then when I cut off the fat, I was like, I don't really have much muscle. But you see, if you just take longer in the gaining phase and you gain slowly, you're actually gaining high quality muscle tissue. You're gaining strength, you're boosting testosterone, you're staying lean, you're feeling good, you're not messing with your gut, you're not pushing too many calories, trying to dirty bulk, giving yourself spots. Now I know it looks like I've got scratches on my face. That ain't a spot. And yeah, I kind of lost my train of thought there, but I'll move on anyways. So you want to be gaining relatively slowly, because this is not a sprint. And I'm not saying it in terms of like, yeah, take it slowly and be easy on yourself. Like, no, by taking it slowly, you are going to maximize your result. By doing a quick bulk, it's actually detrimental. You're gonna feel bigger. You're gonna maybe fill out your t-shirts more in the winter. That for those 45 minutes that you're in the gym, right? But you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna look like shit. You're gonna have no definition. You're just gonna be fluffy. It's not a nice look, unless that's what you're going for. Now, high quality muscle tissue is built through being in a slight surplus, training hard, progressing every single week, ticking off the correct blueprint. As a natural lifter, you also need to eat for testosterone. So many fitness influencers now. I know it's not to talk bad about these guys, right? One thing I don't respect is a lot of these influencers claim natural. It's one thing I don't respect. But I don't have any less respect for people that are enhanced. Like when I am a bit older, when I am probably in my late 20s, 30s, I will most likely start taking some form of testosterone or growth hormone, just because I want to be a more optimized human. But I won't lie about me taking stuff. I'll never lie about that. It's giving people false hope. It's unfortunate, but the Rice Krispie Square Bars, the Monsters, the flavoured protein, the Cocoa Pops, and any other gym influencer food is going to destroy your testosterone and give you brain fog and bad gut health. These things are filled with artificial sugars, artificial sweeteners, so many different ingredients that you don't even know what these ingredients are. Now, if you're having basmati rice, chicken breast, you're having steak, you're having lean meats, you're having Greek yogurt, you're having things that are good for you, you know what's in that, because it's a single ingredient item. It's real food. And when you eat like that, your testosterone boosts massively. Your skin quality gets better. Your energy is better. You have no brain fog. You have better performance in the gym. You have more drive to go to the gym, so you're skipping less sessions. Your testosterone's being higher. That way you're going to be stronger. You're going to build more muscle. So it's going to make you look better overall. If I eat, that's the thing, guys, you can eat a relatively bad diet as long as you're getting the protein in, and you're still going to build muscle. You can still build a great physique doing that. But if you want to make your results faster, more efficient, and you want to feel better overall in all aspects of life and not just be a sluggish zombie bodybuilder, because these guys, they look good, but they're crashed out most of the day. And I'm saying this from hindsight, because I tried all the Rice Krispie Square bars, Monsters, Cocoa Pops and protein powder, and I would just crash. Midday, I would crash, and I'd just be so sluggish all day. I'd have energy in the gym, that was about it. Rest of the day, brain foggy, terrible. Stick to clean carbs, protein, and fat sources. Do not eat like a child. Consistency and grit. Building muscle naturally takes maintenance, patience, consistency, and grit. Stop looking at Gymshark athletes for inspiration, as unfortunately very few of them are natural. Look at the way that you looked last month. I've always wanted to look like David Laid, right? Which, by the way, he takes steroids. And even if I took steroids, I wouldn't look like him, because my genetics are not the same. My muscle insertions are not the same. So do not have a physique goal in mind and looking at other people's physiques. Take inspiration from other people's physiques for sure, great. But just be careful. Don't set expectations that can't be met. And I'm not saying this with, you couldn't build the same amount of muscle as David Laid. If you've got absolutely insane genetics, maybe you could, naturally, maybe you could. Most likely you're going to need to take stuff, but regardless, you're not going to have the exact same physique. Most men can achieve my physique in 2 years with the correct blueprint. If you want to be one of them, DM me on WhatsApp. Let's get chatting. Let's get you on the program. Let's remove all guesswork and give you the correct blueprint to actually gain muscle and build an elite physique. So I hope this has helped you guys, and 17 minutes of just straight value. So stop thinking, start acting, implement this immediately. Let's go.